I'm Jesse Jace, and this is Play Before Reading, in which I appreciate and evaluate old video game instruction manuals. Each manual I look at will start with a score of 5 out of 10, and then will gain and lose points based on these merits and demerits. Today we'll be looking at manuals for NES games, and the first one is Super Mario Bros., the killer app for the NES. Every kid was nuts about this game. This is a Nintendo, original. So Nintendo had its own thing going on with its instruction manuals where like the cover had this Starfield generic galactic scenery with the title on it. Not very much character there. Then you get the seal of quality. Then you get a nice white page which is full of potential. Here's a screenshot. Now what you're gonna notice in these NES manuals is that they had to just take photos of a TV screen. So, and you can tell by looking at it that this is a photo of a TV screen. This is not gonna count positively toward the design aspect of the manual, but just wait, it's not over yet. Let's just see what they explain. As the game proceeds, the screen gradually advances to the right. The Mushroom Kingdom is made up of a number of worlds, and each world is divided into 4 areas. The 4th area of each world ends in a big castle. That's not exactly right. The 4th area of each world is a big castle, but fine. The princess, as well as her mushroom retainers, are being held in one of the castles by the turtle tribe. In order to rescue the princess, Mario has to make it to the castle at the end of each world within the given time. Along the way are mountains. I mean, there are mountains in the background. Pits, sea. There are sea. That's not the best writing. Turtle soldiers and a host of traps and riddles. I'm starting to feel like this might be dubious info. You can see that they've done some illustrations here, and they're not great. Some manuals will go a little out of the way to do really nice illustrations, and you'll see that in the future. But here's something I do like. They put sprites in the manual. Sprites from the game, except with a weird black outline around them, but still, sprites. Look at that. That's how the item really looks. Sometimes the manual draws a picture of the item and it doesn't really look like it at all. But in this one, they were like, no. Show them the sprite. Where the hell's the lore? There was lore somewhere. Oh my god. Was it this blank page? Is the lore redacted? Am I looking at the wrong version of this? Hold on. Wait a minute. I downloaded this and this page was blank. This is the lore page. Okay, object of the game / game description. One day, the kingdom of the peaceful mushroom people was invaded by the Koopa, a tribe of turtles famous for their black magic. Okay, I didn't know that. The quiet, peace-loving mushroom people were turned into mere stones, bricks, and even field horsehair plants. And the Mushroom Kingdom fell into ruin. So some of the people are bricks. And Mario is known for smashing bricks. So just remember, Mario, every time you do that, you're murdering a mushroom man. The only one who can undo the magic spell on the mushroom people and return them to their normal selves is the princess, Toadstool. That's her maiden name. The daughter of the Mushroom King. Unfortunately, she is presently in the hands of the great Koopa Turtle King. Mario, the hero of the story, maybe, hears about the mushroom people's plight and sets out on a quest to free the mushroom princess from the evil Koopa and restore the fallen kingdom of the mushroom people. Second to top billing, Jumping Board. The beloved character, Jumping Board. Uh-oh, secret tricks, don't tell anyone. That's one of the most piss-poor drawings I've ever seen. Some of the drawings are alright, like this does the job, but okay, fine, whatever. I guess we're gonna give it points for the design because I like the sprites. The sprites are nice. They're a nice addition. If you want to get a lot of points, be sure not to leave any enemies alive behind you, since the more enemies you kill, the more new ones appear? That's not right. Because the screen moves from left to right, there are enemies off the edge of the screen that can't be seen. You can't kill enemies you can't see by sending a shell off the screen after them. Why not? Maybe they jump over the enemy when Mario isn't looking. Wait, so maybe the shell jumps over the enemy? Why don't you say maybe the enemies jump over the shell? Use the old domino effect. Ask your parents. Okay. Each coin you grab is worth 200 points. If you collect 100 coins, besides the points for the coins, you also get an extra Mario. Without a doubt, A lot of coins are tucked away somewhere. Why do you suppose this is under chain reaction techniques? I don't know. Why do you suppose? Suddenly it got very casual there. Why do you suppose this is under chain reaction techniques? Huh? You get some design points because of the sprites. I am not going to give you an eye poison point for this sad sack of a turtle. You get a dubious badge because some of what you said was not correct. Okay, next we're looking at this one right here, Skate or Die 2. The cover features a gnarly photo, I guess, of a guy doing a nasty grab over what looks like a bowling alley or a supermarket or something. A shopping mall? A multi-level shopping mall, and he's about to fall from like the 3rd floor to his certain paralysis below. Okay, this one's not, I downloaded this from something called Vim's Lair, so shout out to Vim. Let's see here. I love skateboarding games manuals because the author always just assumes this voice, this gnarly dude voice, and we're gonna hopefully see some of that. You and your skate neck buddies spend your days ripping the streets, looking for fun, hurting nobody. You got your tunes in your box, chili fries in your mouth, and a rad ramp in your backyard. Just a guy just, oh my god, it's totally awesome. I'll do a kickflip. Then one fine day, you're tearing down the sidewalk when you accidentally run over the mayor's wife's poodle. Splat. Well, so much for hurting no one. Splat. That's the sound of innards coming outwards. The dog is pushing up daisies and Mrs. Mayor is foaming at the mouth. She goes on a psycho anti-skate rampage. I mean, understandable. And forces her old man, a nice but regrettably spineless bureaucrat, to dig up a law that condemns your ramp to the scrap heap. What do? You gotta build a new ramp by legal means. Rap with Rodney. Yo, dude, I'm Rodney, obviously. Okay, we've got photo of a TV screen. A little nicer than what was in Super Mario Brothers. Doesn't really look like a photo of a TV screen, although I'm sure that's what it is. Control yourself, said the manual. Thanks, I'm trying. Tunes and munchies. Did Pauly Shore's character in Encino Man write this? Grindage and nugs. Chapter 3, Nugs and Grindage. Snag tunes and munchies for trading. Sometimes you'll just run across these items on the street. Yeah, I definitely want to grab some munchies I found on the street and then sell them. Cassette tapes, garage bands to blast your ears by. To blast your ears by? Tacos. Maxi scarf material. More, por favor? They would have got an extra point if they had put an upside down question mark to the left of por favor. And chili fries, spicy spuds of fried perfection coated in tasty Tex-Mex tenderloin. Come on with this writing. Yo, I can't hate on it though. It's like who wrote this? But it's not like who wrote this, it's like who wrote this? Rodney and Lester, 2 dudes you want for friends. As owner of the only skate shop in Elwood, Rodney's always got the hottest equipment around. That's him, scarfing a Mondo burger. Scarfing. Son Lester is the gnarliest Oh, Rodney's a dad. Here's some skater dudes. Here's some little drawings of skater dudes. Do they have faces? I can't really see. That guy does not have a face. He barely even has what could be considered a head. And this guy looks pissed. Duck shoot, he's got a gun. I just imagine a kid on a skateboard going garbage day and then shooting someone. Level 1, mad dogs in the streets. The mayor's wife has declared all-out war on skaters. All out should have a hyphen. You're not gonna disappoint her. It's righteous revenge for the major hassle this lady's causing. Dude, you killed her dog. Dude. Whoa, what do you do when you find Mrs. Mayor? You got M80s, eggs, and a paint gun. Figure it out. Yo, this is violent as shit. Squashable rodents of unusual size. Is that a Princess Bride reference? Zombie shopper. Wow, they're really saying something about society. This little girl on roller skates is a disaster on wheels. So are these sprites Yeah, these are sprites, I guess, from the game, so that's good. I think we're gonna be giving this one design point. This is good. This is information that you would probably want to know. Now, I'm not gonna say that this is like unexpectedly useful information, because like some of these games are really opaque, and the manual should tell you how to control the game. But like, if the manual contains something like a map, that would be something. Oh, look at this. Look at these dudes. Look at these gnarly dudes. These gnarly pixelated dudes. Yeah, dudes. Alright, we're doing one more today, and it's Life Force, a game I remember very fondly, and this is a Konami manual, which means, guess what? It's gonna be getting a point because of its use of the era's font. Most Konami manuals and some Capcom manuals too, I think, use this font, and it's worth a free point every time. It's my favorite font, and I like it because I associate it with these manuals. Konami makes big swings. First of all, can we just appreciate, I know this is like the box art of the game just in black and white form, but look at this snake. Look at this dude. Look at this galactic menace. That right there is what that's a salamander right there. That's what you call a salamander, I do declare. Konami does some wild stuff in the writing, and they got usually some good illustrations too. So this one could be a high scoring affair. The birth of Zelos could mean the death of zillions. Oh my god. In a remote quadrant of the universe, there was hatched a hideous creature. His proud parents, Ma and Pa Deltoid, named their only son Zelos, which in alien lingo means one mean son of a gun. Okay. Didn't take long for Zelos to leave the nest and go out on his own, devouring everything in sight, including 3 galaxies, 400 planets, 2 trillion life forms, and a side order of stars, and some chili fries. Now, the only chance these civilizations have of escaping from his digestive tract lies with you and your star-fighting partner. But your odds look pretty grim, for Zelos is full of floating armada terror zones. This manual goes out of its way and calls the stages terror zones. Now this game does a funny thing, which is like instead of screenshots of, instead of photos, they drew a picture of what the screen looks like. How to power up. One repeating theme with these Konami manuals is funny headings that start with how to. And how to power up is not that funny, but in the future episodes, we will see some that are funny. So these are drawings of the power-ups, which is cool. Here are drawings of each of the stages. Sorry, the terror zones. Stage 2, volcanic stage. Terror zone 2 is a disaster area from the Baltic galaxy. This is one of Zelos' favorite allies, since he gets his jollies having molten lava spit in your face. I'm not sure I would have written it like that. This is what I'm talking about. Look at these illustrations of enemies from the game. Pretty cool. Now, I happen to know that some of these names have been switched around from the Japanese version. Some of them have like similar names but applied to different enemies. I know that is the case for 2 of these bosses. The enemy, sorry, not bosses, mayors. So Cruiser Tetron is actually the 4-armed spaceship, and Intruder is the dragon. And you know this by looking at the Japanese version of the manual. But they switched them here for some reason. I do appreciate the hand-drawn likenesses of the bosses. Pretty nice. By the way, Zelos' heart and soul in the Japanese version is just called Big Eye. Alright, Life Force. Pretty nice manual you got there.